Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Jerry Doby. And today, we're getting ready to share some opinions, some tech stuff from a subject matter expert, from a young gentleman by the name of Jordan Lintz. He is the co-founder of High Key Enterprises, which has a bunch of verticals, and they deal mostly with high-end A-list brands, celebrities, etc., dealing with social media. He's a subject matter expert I'm going to lean on today. I may not agree with him, but I'm old. They call me Grumpy Grampy for a reason, and we're going to have some fun. But right now, we're going to talk about Marky Mark's new offering of threads. You know, it's amazing. It's tied in. Obviously, it's a meta product. It directly connects with Instagram. I don't see that it integrates with Facebook at this point. But for Jordan, it may be not just a Twitter killer, but it may be an autonomy killer when it comes to how we handle social media. So welcome, Jordan. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jerry. And I'm really excited to talk about social. I mean, it's something I do for a living, so I'm really excited to dig in and talk about threads.
So I'm going to just disclaimer right away. I like it. First of all, because I don't have a bunch of Nazis and white supremacists right now inundating my timeline, which was, a reason why I stopped hanging out on Twitter. And then I didn't really like Instagram because I'm old, grumpy, and don't know all the technical details. So for me, Threads was much simpler. It operated kind of like Twitter. It's very familiar feel, great functionality for someone who has simple taste and
It is a simple layout for sure. Definitely a simple layout. Something I really like about it is it takes your Instagram followers. Like when you sign up, your Instagram following is invited to follow you on that platform as well. So that right away allowed everyone to tap in with their current Instagram audience.
But one thing that seems to concern you is that, well, first of all, we already know with Meta, you don't own your data, you don't own your posts and things like that, and your personal information. So
absolutely,
you introduced me through the pitch. They introduced me to this Fediverse thing, where it's kind of a centralized social media, kind of a, I guess if you were in the utilities, they would call it like you'd be going up against antitrust or something kind of stuff. Basically, they've got a monopoly on your social media with these three things. So that's concerning you. Talk to me.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't have the ownership of your social identity. You don't own your account, right? Meta does. Meta owns your data, they own your content, and like they own all your IP. So all this data is just gathered by these centralized social media companies, which is Meta's the biggest one, right? Facebook, Instagram, now Threads. So they have the large WhatsApp. Yes, yeah. You wouldn't commonly think of that as a social media, but that is owned by Meta too. It's crazy. They own the broader portion of all social medias. I mean, Twitter's there too, but that's owned by Elon Musk. And essentially, decentralized social, is the revolution that's going to come to social media and allow us, the creators, the people on the platform using it every day, to take ownership of our social identity and the content we post. So I think that's something that's going to come really big into play, and it's similar to Bitcoin, how you have your own treasure, your own crypto address. It's your keys, it's your crypto. That's kind of it's like this the same way Bitcoin is revolutionizing the banking system in a way. Like both are on the uprising of happening.
So what I understand you'd be saying is that the way this trend is going, that Meta's laying out, it's kind of creating a blockchain kind of situation.
Well, the blockchain is something that's created outside of Meta. Meta could build on the blockchain hypothetically and open source their content and their apps. So their apps would no longer need the storage costs. They would no longer be spending money on storing all that data because it would be open source then, if they were to make that move. Now that's where Elon and Zucks are going to compete. Who's going to be the first one to move to the blockchain and open source their platforms? That has yet to be seen. But regardless, a change needs to be made in the social media landscape, and it's time for creators to actually have ownership over their content.
Okay. So you call it decentralized social.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a return to, it's not anything new to me as an old guy. It just sounds like each individual account would be a separate entity on a separate server and not connected. Kind of like when we were on AOL. Am I understanding?
What do you mean by not connected? Like,
so this Instagram and Threads is connected basically with a push of a button. You switch between
yeah,
you're separating them, creating I don't know how I put it. Okay, let's go banking. So you've got an investment account, your escrow account, and your main account attached all through one app. Basically, we're separating the escrow account so it's not reachable through the main account, and your investment account is not attached. Is that similar thought?
That's the way it is right now. So everyone will have their social identity on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all these different places. They have different followers. And we're kind of seeing how it worked with Instagram and Threads, you being able to gain the exposure to your same audience on two different apps. And with the blockchain, you would have your profile that you own and all the followers that would be interchangeable through the apps built on that blockchain. So it'd be more like the Threads and Instagram concept now. We're just seeing that's just the first time we've seen something like that, where you're able to transfer your followers over from one app to another, which is actually incredible. Well, like that because these creators are spending so much time building up that following on each individual platform. So if it was interchangeable, that would change the game for creators as well.
Okay. My question then would be, why do you feel it's important? You're young, aware, you have an amazing group of companies and brands, and people trust you and your team as subject matter experts on social media. One of your things obviously is like a social media fiduciary for your clients, so to speak, protecting their accounts and their content and things like that. And so you have some suggestions as to how we could better protect ourselves. I mean, I really want to understand exactly why you're so worried. What is your solution? Do you have one? Or, and of course you've glazed over the prophecy as to what's coming, but let's get into it.
Yeah, totally. So I think the biggest issue is content creators just aren't compensated fairly for what they're putting out on these social media platforms. Like Threads doesn't pay anybody. Instagram doesn't, like Meta doesn't pay creators at all. So there's that right there. Like the only people getting paid for their content is Meta because of the ads they're running all over the page, right? So really there's just not even close to fair compensation for all the work the creators are doing on social platforms. So essentially, if you truly owned your account of your social platform, you'd be able to monopolize it so much more with the content that you actually own rather than these corporations owning it.
At one point I had got my little Instagram account up to the point where they said, "Oh, create reels, you'll make money." I made a couple of dollars. I made a mistake. I don't know. I did it. I made a couple of bucks. I'm like, who the hell wants to pay me as a journalist, as an editor, for my content and my reels? What is it so interesting? I made my money. Now it's gone. I'm like, did they have to pay out too much? What happened to reels? What happened to that? Did they get scared because the creators were actually starting to make bread?
Well, you're asking me why did they stop paying them?
As the subject matter expert, your insight, why?
Dang, you know what? I mean, like I don't really know why they would stop paying the creators. I mean, the whole point is for it to make the creators want to create more. I think they probably just didn't see it had that effect to what they were paying. And it's like, we can just easily not pay and have the same effect.
Another get over. Okay. It's a business get over.
It's a business get over 100%. And that's the biggest point. Like, they're literally not compensating creators, and all the creators are on Meta, you know, all the, like, mainly Instagram. I'd say Instagram's the leading one. Facebook is a little past, but Instagram's in the prime right now, and everyone's creating there and not getting compensated unless they have external brand deals.
Okay. Now, he's not just tech. I mean, he called, this is what I received, is that embracing decentralization on social media is essential because it empowers users and grants them ownership of their content and control over their digital identities. If you sign with anyone else, honestly, you get a, you know, even if it's a major deal, right? You're getting a percentage of the sales of your, you know, likeness and your content. Yeah, they may take the lion's share, but you are getting a piece. Social media is stripping that completely away. So Instagram, in my opinion, teased us with it. I'm like, oh yeah, I got a little check. Let me make some more of this. And then they said, we're done. I'm like, okay. But a lot of people were making a living on that.
I actually think they only rolled it out for the US. I don't even think they fully rolled it out.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just rolled out for the US, like the creator fund for the reels.
But I understand you'd be saying it's kind of like the change to us owning our, we create a more democratic online environment. Now, I mean, we're full of politics right now, but so you kind of chose the democratic online environment in a republic that's having difficulty holding on to democratic ideals. What did you mean in using that term as regards the decentralization of social media?
Oh, which term specifically?
You know, it says it'll foster a more democratic online environment if users are empowered and have the ownership over their digital identities and content.
I think that it not politically. I think in terms of non-centralization, not just it's right now it's like a oligarchy. It's not like an oligarchy. It's like it's like one ruler. It's like you know what I mean? Yeah, it literally. So in the political scheme now, but like in terms of the definition of the word, exactly. It's like authoritarian right now. Exactly.
Yeah, and then I mean there are changes going on everywhere. You know, Twitter. You know, if you don't pay me, you can only look at 600.
Yeah, insane.
What kind of garbage is that? I'm like,
well, do you know what that is right there, Jerry? That's the storage cost. Elon is saying because you're loading more, it's costing Twitter more money.
Right.
Like they're down so bad right now. He's literally limiting the users' load time on the platform.
Yes, crazy. When it says, oh, you can now look at 6,000 because I was paying for it, right? I really like the edit button because sometimes I get emotional and my phone doesn't necessarily, it's always like the end. I'm always missing ends throughout. And I'm like, okay, I need that 60 minutes to freaking go back and edit it.
Yeah.
But now you can only see 6,000. And then one of my friends is, you know, a big writer for Vanity Fair. And she made a point like, you mean I can't engage with my 1.4 million followers who comment? I can't see all the comments, and oh, you get 6,000 a day. Okay, but I'm paying you if you do it through Twitter, through your phone app, it's $8. If you do it through the desktop, it's $11 if you do it through Apple, right? because
Mhm.
Apple's going to throw their little piece on there. I'm paying you. First of all, Elon, I'm pissed off you took my stock. My
What
stock.
happened?
Oh, I was a shareholder in
And
Twitter.
then what happened? Oh, of
He
course. It
took it
went, yeah,
private.
yeah.
I just woke up one morning and they had paid me $52.40 per share
Yeah.
without giving me. I'm like, F you. You know what I mean? You just take my joint. Are you? I didn't authorize the sale of this. You just taking it. Okay, whatever. I was hot. So I'm really hot about Twitter, but I want to, if I'm new to this game
Mhm.
and I want to maximize the use of my content and my ownership of my content, and how do you guide your clients through? Because you got some heavy, I mean, Cardi B, that's as heavy as you come. You know what I mean? How do you tell the layperson like myself how to manage these things, and what should we do? What are some safety things that we need to do?
Well, if you're talking about safety, like two-factor authentication on your account type thing, so you don't get hacked.
Well, we do that. Anybody with common sense should do that.
Yeah, that's why I kind of said it like, well, that's the basics of it. And
No,
then
I was just
in terms of how you navigate social, it's just about what your goals are. Like all of our clients have different goals and different type of content they want to put out. A lot of our clients like to do videos, like podcast style videos with subtitles coming up, vertical format. Those are the videos that are doing really well for our clients that like to be on video, podcast, that type of thing. But navigating socials is just really all about what the goals are, what they have going on, what's their business about, what they want to make content about. It's really different for everybody. I
okay.
mean, video content's dominant, and that's why Threads is interesting, because I do still see videos on Threads. I still see the videos.
Uh,
Yeah, so but I'd say video content is the most dominant.
okay.
Short form video content.
Okay. But so to encapsulate what I'm understanding you to say at this point
Mhm.
is that uniting accounts, your social media accounts, basically under one server, banner, whatever, is basically a threat to our online freedom. It is a further threat to the ownership of our content and our social identity.
Yeah.
So to take it maybe a step further, so my avatar, my actual photo that I'm actually using now to say, hey, bro, this is me. You know what I mean? I won't pay for the freaking verification anymore. Matter of fact, I just ended my subscription for Twitter Blue because I no longer agree that it's worth my time. And then I won't do the meta verification either, just because why I am who I am. Either you believe me or you don't. So threatening our online freedom. We don't own our image, our likeness, our content, the words. They can store it away, do whatever they want to. They can use our stuff in promotions for their brand and their company with no compensation. We basically signed a blanket release for life beyond even the 70 years that protects intellectual property before it becomes public, in the public domain kind of situation. We're just giving it up. So what do we do?
That's an interesting question, because you can only do so much before everyone else does it. And right now, how I'm operating about it is I see this revolution hitting social media. So I'm getting behind DeSo, the decentralized social blockchain, early, and just going about preaching the word of how exactly what you said. Our literal social identity is in major jeopardy of monopolization from all these massive corporations of social, and we don't own our identity and the content.
You know, I think it's weird that social media and social now being shortened to social.
Mhm.
I look at the back of my social security card and I see the little red letters and numbers on the back of it. And then I correlate that with the stock exchange. Those numbers are registered on the stock exchange. So they really are trading on us and our lives. Anyway, and here we are on social media, and social media platforms are getting in on it too.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of frustrating. And like I said earlier off air, I was like, you know, I retired military. Security is how I lived between the different continents and countries and things that I did and places I've been. Security is how I lived. You're telling me I'm freely giving it away blindly, and they've mind mapped it out in advance to the point where we're going to feel comfortable and just continue to give up more and more freedoms that we and ownership of ourselves, little pieces at a time, incrementally. They're, you know, making us comfortable with enslaving ourselves to social media. That's
I
do a racial
think
shit.
the narrative.
Don't take it that way, y'all. It got nothing. Slavery, mental slavery, chains and images of psychological slavery include being dependent upon a provider of a service such as social media to disseminate your information. You work really hard for them to allow you to connect with a bunch of people on the social plantation all at the same time. And then they say, we own your shit.
Yeah, and you got to pay them every month to verify you're a real person on the using their platform, providing them the content.
Ain't that wild, bro? That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild.
Jordan Lintz, man, this guy is a brainiac, maniac. What does the game? Social media, Jesse James. Anyway, I like it. I like your thought. I was like, oh, it's so interesting to hear this from a young person saying, look, man, you know, the Second Amendment people are worried about, you know, losing their rights for that side. We got a young, aware young lion right here that's saying, yo, we're freely giving away ownership of ourselves as a person in order to have access to an audience. And we're not earning anything, but you're working hard. You're paying your internet bill, you're paying your mobile phone bill, and you're not getting reimbursed for the content you're creating. How much time, you know, does it take an hour to create a clip? Well, with AI, not anymore, but you know what I mean? 15 minutes will get you like 10 threads from 10 clips from a freaking YouTube video or interview. And but at an hourly rate, just say $225 an hour, $250 an hour for anybody who's, you know, putting in the work. You're giving away, you're leaving all that money on the table. But my man Jordan here and High Key Enterprises, they have, and I understand you only deal with high-end clients, but if you study their clients, you know, just go to highkeytalent.com and check out what they're doing and you know, see what this young thought leader is putting down for some major brands and personalities. Pay attention. When young people are alerted and aware that there's a problem and they speak on it, there's a solution coming down the pipe. He's hinted at it. He hasn't given us specifics. But I can't wait to see what this decentralized social looks like. And as soon as you give me the alert, I'm on it because I'm following the young, aware people, and we need to wake up. The man says we're giving up our freedom, online freedom, willingly, not getting compensated. You don't own, you know, I don't want my picture used by Meta for their company. You know, I don't want them to use my profile. Oh, we've got Dr. Jerry Doby on our, because no, so I'm still paying them damn student loans. I should own all of my till it get paid for. That's the reality. Biggest takeaway that we should be getting, maybe, in your opinion, about this offering from Meta, Instagram, this new thing, Threads. What's the biggest takeaway, do you think?
Biggest takeaway. I do want to add on. I don't think Threads is going to kill off Twitter because Threads, the whole user base has grown from Instagram. Everyone's signing up from their Instagram account. So if anything, it's going to take engagement from Instagram over Twitter.
I on the functionality tip though, I haven't found Threads to be as functional, like in putting up video. Of course, now I haven't played with it all that much.
It is brand new too, though.
Yeah, I know it's developing, and you can't DM right now. You still got to go back to Instagram, for direct messages, and yeah, I'm getting used to it. But I like it because it's like, to me, it's a clean, fresh canvas.
Yep.
To create on. But back to your point of how they're tying it together, and you're just making another avenue to collect your data and your content and own that.
Yeah.
So not only have you said, you can't say, oh, it was an accident, I gave it away. No, you did it twice with the same company under the same rules.
It's just more of the same. Exactly. It's a brand new platform with the exact same monopolization of social media in general, and the ownership, the non-ownership of your data, and how Meta owns it all. So it's kind of the biggest takeaway is like this monopolization of social media needs to stop. Content and your social identity needs to be owned by you, and the only way that can be done is by building the apps on top of a blockchain and open sourcing the content.
Are you gonna give us a hint? I'll stop recording if necessary, but are you gonna give us a hint at what tool or resources may be coming down the pipeline?
You know what? You can actually Google decentralized social, and you're gonna get. You can go to deso.com and read about it.
Okay.
So I will give the direct tip.
Okay. Deso.com, DESO.com.
Yep.
Learn more about it. Okay, I'm with it. Talk to me. Let's just shine some light on High Key Enterprises and your verticals. Talk to me about the company.
Yeah, so High Key, we've been in the making for just over 7 years now. And we really just service high-level clients with press and publications and online reputation management. So that's social media, from content creation, management of the social media, press and publications, landing podcasts, TV shows, kind of like we're on right now. And so we just deal with total online branding for our clients. And in that comes with partnering with the celebrities, like you mentioned, Cardi B. We've done giveaway collaborations to grow our clients' social media, specifically on Instagram.
Okay. All right. Multiple levels. This brother got levels. Shrek said he got layers, like an onion. You peel them away and he's getting to, but in that sweet center is this deso.com he just gave us. He said it's coming down the pipeline. He's jumping on it early.
Yeah.
People didn't believe in Bill Gates when he was still in his mama's basement and in the garage.
People said the internet was a fad. Jerry, people said that, right?
Yeah. They said it. And look now, Apple is one of the biggest, most important computing providers. You know, this is the 50th year of hip hop. They didn't believe hip hop was going to last.
Is it? This is the 50th year?
Yeah, August is the official 50th
That's
anniversary year when DJ Kool Herc created is credited with creating hip hop in the Bronx.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's huge, huge. The Universal Hip Hop Museum opens this summer, right on the 50th. I mean, it's a big deal.
Sweet. Yeah, hip hop's my favorite genre. I'm 26, so I've been
Hey,
around for a
what you know about hip hop? Hold up, what you know about hip hop?
I like all the current artists.
Okay, you call that hip hop?
Is it not?
Is it rap or is it hip hop?
I guess it depends too.
Okay, so they call
I
Lil
don't know.
Uzi
Oh,
Vert
you
hip
tell
hop.
me what's the difference between hip hop and rap?
Hip hop celebrates an entire culture, the full five pillars of the culture, you know, from graffiti, b-boying, rapping, b-girl, you know, but most importantly is knowledge and overstanding, which I can't tell. So it's crazy because all this year, right, there have been no hip hop records on Billboard. And so Lil Uzi Vert is now the first hip hop record.
Okay, you wouldn't call it hip hop.
No, he does rap and shit. Drake ain't hip hop either.
What about Kendrick Lamar though?
Kendrick is hip hop.
Okay.
This happens to be a West Coast version, but you know, it's not hip hop. You know, you got to go back. Kool Herc, Lambada, the Zulu Nation, the real Zulu Nation before it became adulterated like everything else. You know what I mean? Big L, rest in peace. New York Times just did a huge documentary film on Big L. These are, you know, Prince Raheem. You know, let's talk about the Fat Boy. That's hip hop. This stuff has evolved into, you know, what it is today, where it's cookie cutter and people pretty much sound the same. And lyrical missiles aren't the order of the day. Metaphors and making people think and actually sharing the news of the street, which is what hip hop was based. It's basically communication drums of a community. And so, in my opinion, they're tearing away threads, pardon the pun, of the fabric of the culture of hip hop by calling certain things hip hop. That's my personal opinion.
Gotcha.
I'm grumpy and gray.
Well, I like Kendrick. I think he's put out some really good. I feel like he put out some great songs recently.
I agree. I 100% agree. You know, Kendrick. You know,
what about Lil Baby? We've worked with Lil Baby before. He's great.
He's cool. He's unique.
Is he hip hop or is it rap?
I think he fluctuates between.
Okay.
I believe that he's qualified to cover both.
Okay, so hip hop has more soul, more story. That's kind of what I'm getting from the main difference. Rap is kind of like just like anthem club bangers.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you wrote me a song, if Dr. Dre or somebody sat down and says, "Here, Jerry, rap this," I'm rapping. It's not something maybe that I've lived or done.
Okay.
I'm rapping the words. They rhyme, right?
So hip hop's almost the real shit. Hip hop's the real shit, right?
Hip hop is the real shit. It's the thing that reaches down and grabs you in your gut and twists your gut and gives you that knock when you hear the story of, you know, don't push me because I'm close to the edge, right? That's somebody saying, I am almost finished. I'm about to snap because the oppression. So hip hop came out of oppression. It was, you know, a protest, a musical, lyrical protest, and competition between who could spit the best metaphors and bars and tell the best stories and style. But now it's just who can rhyme and who's got the better track sometimes. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with it.
That makes sense.
Laced up to the tip top, and I'm going to stick with it till the casket drop. You hear me? So, but I love your idea. I love having had the opportunity to learn from you.
Yeah, thank you, Jerry. Thanks for having me again.
I appreciate it. I would love to have you back again. You
Let's do
know,
it.
if you got something you want to spit on, come holler at the Hype Magazine. You got a friend over here. We'll get it in with you because I want to learn. This is my opportunity to bring you close to the bosom and pick your brain. I'm damn good at what I do. Been doing this. We've been around 21 years and are the leader in our industry. I got receipts. Shout out GQ Hype, digital magazine. Anyway, I would love to keep you close and have the conversations and as the narratives change, you know, weigh in, come in, brother, weigh in as a subject matter expert and let's talk about it and
absolutely
educate people. Feel me?
Yeah, sounds great. I'll have Katrina, Anna reach out.
Awesome. So is there anything, Jordan, that you wanted to cover that I may have neglected?
I feel like we covered it. I just wanted to touch on the whole Twitter versus Threads. Like people think Threads is going to just eliminate Twitter. I don't quite see it like that. I actually, I think it's going to be interesting to see how Threads plays out over the next 2 to 3 months when creators aren't getting paid. The engagement isn't as good as their Instagram page. Like, how is it really going to play out? And I don't know. Zucks doesn't even have ads on Threads yet. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how Threads plays out over 2 to 3 months and how sticky the user retention is to the platform.
Oh, you got technical. Sticky the user retention is to the platform. I love it.
That's important.
I got a new friend. His name is Jordan Lintz. He's the co-founder of High Key Enterprises. Please go check them out and support. You know, if you're at the level that you need a massive push and some subject matter experts and a strong, dedicated team to move you forward using small team tactics, but extreme effectiveness. Look, bro, Cardi B, Offset, Lil Baby, Nicki Minaj, 6ix9ine, and a whole bunch more have trusted and believed in Jordan Lintz, his team at High Key Enterprises and their verticals. Go check them out, support, and pay attention to what the young people are saying. This young thought leader right here, he gave us some gems, dso.com. If you're paying attention, you won't have to F around and find out where he is right. And you're all over billboards.
Right on, Jerry.
I appreciate you, Jordan Lintz.
Appreciate you, man.
All
Thanks
right,
for having me on.
Till next time, we're out.
Peace.
As an artist, we should reflect the time.
Why you so talented?
Cause I'm black.
Why you so amazing?
Cause I'm black.
It's really important that we build characters so that people understand their story matters.
2 Chainz and I both are just really into good food.
And when you know you are royalty, you will only aim in life to be royalty.
We're doing it right now. I don't give a damn what they say about me. Yes, I called your ass out. I know I shouldn't be saying this kind of.
Shout out the Hype Magazine Network.
Shout out to the Hype Magazine Network.